I'm going to be doing the question from Chapter 8, Section 6, Question 5. So the situation is leasing costs, equipment, maintenance, salaries, electricity, marketing costs. A car manufacturer an average of $70,000 per day to produce a certain type of car. Materials and invoices, shipping costs, the manufacturer an average of $8,000 per car. And our questions are: Question A, suppose that the car manufacturer produces and sells n cars of that type per day. Let Cn be the total daily cost. Find the formula C. Question B, I suppose that the car manufacturer produces and sells n cars of that type per day. Let Bn be the amount the manufacturer should charge per car to break even by selling n cars. Find equation B. And C, suppose that the car manufacturer provides and sells n cars of that type per day. Let Pn be the amount the manufacturer should charge per car to make a profit of $2,000 per car. Find the formula of P. And D asks for find P40 and what does it mean in this situation. And E asks for what does the value of Pn get close to as the value of n gets very large. What does that mean in this situation? So let's go to our first question. Question A, suppose that the car manufacturer produces and sells n cars of that type per day. Let Cn be the total daily cost in dollars. Find the formula C. So as we know in the situation that it costs $70,000 just to make the cars, and an extra $8,000 per car. So our first formula, Cn equals to the total cost of making the car. So our formula will be 8,000 n, which is the amount of cars, plus 70,000. So that's the total cost of the whole thing. So let's go to our question B. Suppose that the car manufacturer produces and sells n cars of that type per day. Let Bn be the amount the manufacturer should charge per car to break even by selling n cars. Find equation B. So we go to our first equation, which was this is Cn, which means total cost of the whole making the car. And now Bn is asking us to make a formula that will equal to how much one will cost for each car made. So what the price will be for each car. So we will have to divide this by how much cars are there. So our formula will look like Bn equals to 8,000 n plus 70,000 n over n. And this is to so that it could break even just to how much money it costs to make the car, and to make us that much money as it was to put in. So yeah, so our next question, question C. Suppose that the car manufacturer provides and sells n cars of that type per day. Let Pn be the amount the manufacturer should charge per car to make a profit of $2,000 per car. $2,000 per car. Find the formula. So we go back to equation B, and this is just to break even of how much it was to cost to equalize how much you make and how much you put into it. But they want question Pn asks for, they want to make a profit of 2,000 per car. So it'll look like this. We plus 2,000 n because they're asking for per car, and n is equals to how much cars there are that they make, and plus 8,000 n, and so we get 10,000 n plus 70,000 n over n. And this is talking about how much it'll produce the result of how much it will cost to make a profit of 2,000. So let's go to question D. Question D asks for find P40 and what does it mean in this situation. So we go back to our Pn equation, and we plug in 40 and plug in 40 to the equation, and so 10,000 times 40 equals to 400,000, and plus 70,000 equals to 470,000 over 40, and we get the result of 11,750. And question B asks, like, what does that mean? So first of all, equation Pn means the result of how much each car should cost with the profit of 2,000. So when it means 40, when we make the 40 cars, it means if 40 cars are produced and sold each day, the price should be 11,750 per car, for the profit to be $2,000 per car. So our last question, question E, what does the value of Pn get close to as the value of n gets very large? What does that mean in this situation? So first of all, as we all know that n is how much cars that were made, and 10,000 is the minimum cost of each car to make a profit of 2,000. And so as many more cars they make, and the result is that they'll go towards 10,000 because that's the minimum. And if very much cars are produced and sold, a price set a few cents more than 10,000 ensures a profit of 2,000 per car.